just how extensive the extreme areas of drought were in the red and the exceptional areas of drought, the worst category of drought, all out there across areas near to Cotulla and down to the Rio Grande Valley. But watch this, okay? 3, 2, 1. This is a look at the drought. Now you can see a vast improvement there, especially cutting into that large area of extreme drought. Now we're still under drought. This was again back in March 31st. It's a little bit more dramatic when you see the zoomed in version to San Antonio. And then this is the drought monitor now. Big difference here. We've actually only got the level 1 drought out across parts of North Bexar County now, as opposed to a level 4 drought. So good to see that improvement there. Now this week, however, is going to stay dry. So we are not going to have any beneficial rain this week, but look what happens next week. A pretty big jump in our rain chances as early as Monday. So until then, though, it is going to be warm. Highs today close to 90 degrees. But look out toward Phoenix and Las Vegas. It's going to be 104 in Las Vegas, 106 in Phoenix. Yes, they get into the triple digits in these areas all the time, but usually their temperatures and their highs are in the low 90s this time of year, so it's much warmer than average. And you can see even Amarillo is going to be close to 100 degrees. That's because there is a heat high overhead in the Four Corners region. Just a reminder that high pressure system pushes down on the air. It prevents showers and storms from developing, keeps things dry. High means dry, and that high is going to move right over Texas in the coming days. This is why our temperatures are going to climb and why we're going to stay dry. As we go into the weekend, there is going to be a low pressure system, but that's going to kind of head up to the north, and we'll be dry here in Texas because that low will be a little bit too far away. However, by next week, a low pressure system is going to position itself in a good place to allow for a few showers and storms early next week or in Texas and around San Antonio. So that's why we've increased our rain chances a little bit. Outside right now, it is lovely. It's 78 degrees, 77 in New Braunfels, 81 in Del Rio. Our winds have started to calm down. Earlier, there were gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Now they're starting to calm. As we look at the rest of the day today, it'll be mostly sunny, 89 for the high, and a really nice evening forecast. If you have evening plans outdoors, we're going to have low humidity, pleasant temperatures. It'll be near 70 degrees by midnight. We have low humidity out there right now. Dew points are in the 60s, low 60s. So that's all right. But watch what happens as we head into the weekend and next week. Boom, humidity spikes. So it's going to be humid again from Friday into the weekend and into early next week. But it's a bit of a trade, right? Humidity is one of the ingredients. Moisture is one of the ingredients we need for rain. So if at least we have a chance for rain in the forecast early next week. But until then, it's going to stay fairly dry. We're going to be warming up to about 93 degrees in San Antonio by the weekend. Keep in mind that we will also have a national airport. As we look at temperatures right now, though, we're already up to 78, so quickly warming up around the Alamo City, and it's 79 in Bulverde, 80 already in Poteet, 78 in Converse, and 78 in Uvalde. For the rest of the day today, expect mostly sunny skies and toasty temps. We'll be warming up to about 89 for the high. We'll be looking at temperatures cooling down after sunset into the 70s, so a pretty nice night if you're planning on going out to the watch party at the Rock. Really nice, and then by midnight we'll be close to 70 degrees. But here's a look at what happens to temperatures in the next couple of days. It gets hot. We see temperatures warm up all the way to 93 by Saturday, well above the average of 86. Unfortunately, we really don't see much rain in our forecast the next few days, but there is hope for next week. I'll have the details on next week's rain coming up in just a bit. Steph. Look ahead, we're going to have a couple more cool mornings, but then by the weekend, it gets back into the 70s to start the day. And anytime you have a day where the morning low starts off in the 70s, it's probably a safe bet that it's going to be hot that day and a little humid, and that's exactly the case as we head over to the weekend. As we look at the satellite imagery, you can see that in the last couple of hours or so, we've started to see a few puffy clouds develop out there. We've also got some cirrus clouds tracking in from the southwest. I think tonight we're going to have a pretty nice sunset, so keep that in mind. As we look at temperatures, it's 83 in Rio Medina, 81 in Hondo, 80 in Bulverde, 81 at Stinson, 79 in Seguin, and 79 in Kerrville. For the rest of the day, you can expect a high temperature right near 89 degrees, mostly sunny, low humidity, and a very nice night. Temperatures will be falling to near 70 degrees by midnight. Looking at highs across the state today, notice how hot it's going to be up in Amarillo. 97 for the high in Amarillo. And you can see that heat just extending all the way out to Las Vegas and Phoenix, where it's going to be 104 and 106, close to record-breaking territory for those guys out there. Again, it's not always that they're this hot in May. It's because that's where that heat high is, right there over the Four Corners region, causing the hot weather to settle overhead over there. And as is often the case, we see this heat high move right over Texas in the coming days and into the weekend. But there is some good news. Sometimes this heat high will just park itself overhead and it will not move whatsoever. We're at least going to have a couple of disturbances, one over the weekend that'll help to kick that heat high away, and then the other one moving through next week, early next week. And this is what's going to allow for us to see at least a potential for some showers and storms early next week. We're talking Monday, Tuesday, and perhaps even Wednesday. So yes, the heat high goes overhead in the coming days. It dries us out. But we do at least see a couple of weather makers in our system, atmospheric system, in the next couple of days. So as we look at storm chances, staying completely dry through Saturday, through Sunday, but by Monday and Tuesday of next week, we at least have a chance to add more rain into our rain banks. So that is some great news there. One thing to keep in mind is that humidity is relatively low right now. It's in the low 60s, upper 50s. That's right on the border of pleasant and muggy. But watch what happens as we head into the weekend and next week. Humidity goes from pleasant to muggy really quick. By Saturday, Sunday, and especially by Monday of next week, we're going to have very humid air overhead, which means we'll have a heat index. So Saturday and Sunday, also going to be some of our hottest days. 93 on Saturday, 93 on Sunday, but these temperatures are going to feel a little bit warmer, especially on Sunday. That 93 could feel more like about 100 degrees out there. So it is going to be a really warm stretch.